Hello everyone, this is the Casting Hydralist VP Nursey coming to you guys again with yet another awesome cast. This is going to be Game 3 from the round of 4, the first set that I will be casting of the King of Aiur tournament. And first spawning as the Pink Zerg, winner of the first two games, up 2-0, dKiLLeR. And his opponent down 2-0, hoping to get back into the series and keep his chances alive, is going to be cRuZa. cRuZa lost two very lopsided matches to dKiLLeR. Both games, dKiLLeR went all in the first game with speedlings. Went and did a kind of a tricky economical build that kind of threw cRuZa off guard, 10 pooling, knocking down some structures. So dKiLLeR with just some absolutely outstanding play. It's going to be interesting to see what he ends up doing in this matchup. First piling down for cRuZa is not going to actually scout off of that, instead opting for a little more economy. First Overlord on the way down for dKiLLeR. This is going to be on the map Xel'Naga Caverns, a map that everybody should be very familiar with. Fairly open natural, gold bases blocked off by some destructible rocks. Is a pretty easy to take third, but you do have to clear some destructible rocks to get to that as well. Going gas first this time for dKiLLeR. Looks like he's actually going to let that complete. Is going to get his spawning pool on 14, so going gas then pool this time. Back in the base of cRuZa, we do have the first gateway going down. Players with a little bit of friendly banter. Sorry, don't speak the language. This was a Chilean tournament, invitational, single elimination. Once again, we are in the round of 4, so whoever loses will be headed towards playing for third place. The winners will be moving on to the final of these first two matches that I will be casting. First gateway has completed for cRuZa now. And I'm putting up his cybernetics core. Pool about 75% done for dKiLLeR. We'll have plenty of gas for link speed as soon as this pool completes. Be interesting to see what dKiLLeR is going to try and do. Looks like both players have a pretty good repertoire with one another. That first Overlord is just about to the base of cRuZa for dKiLLeR. Cybernetic core now about halfway done. Pool has completed for dKiLLeR. Is starting that link speed immediately. Looks like he's going to be expanding right away as well with this first drone. May do some scouting with it instead. Yes, is going to scout with that drone. Couple of lings out now for dKiLLeR. As I said before, link speed on the way. There goes that next drone. Likely to put down an expansion for dKiLLeR on 21. Very standard opening so far for dKiLLeR. Just going with that speedling expand style of build. There indeed does go the hatchery. First queen on the way for dKiLLeR will complete shortly. Probably will start the next queen not too far after that once he does have the minerals to do so. Has pulled drones out of gas. Just wanted to get that early ling speed. dKiLLeR now moving forward. And a ling actually getting through the front. No, actually that is going to be a drone getting through the front. Sending the Stalker. Does not have a sentry or anything down yet. dKiLLeR doesn't realize it yet though. So that Zealot is going to get back just in time to block off these lings. A little bit of a tenuous time there for cRuZa, almost letting lings into his base once again. That would have been a huge mistake. Drone is in the base, though. We'll be able to see everything that cRuZa is up to currently until he can pick that off. Is adding yet another sentry. Looks like he's going to just try and push this drone back with one of his probes. Second gateway is on the way. Second assimilator on the way as well. Warp gate research being chrono boosted out. Expansion is about 75% done for dKiLLeR. dKiLLeR just building mostly drones right now. Look at the income tab. We do see that dKiLLeR is a little behind, 20 to 24. Both players just getting their builds on their way. Looks like cRuZa is gearing up to do a 3-gate expand play this game. So both players with very much more standard openings. No shenanigans going on by either player right now. Warp gate research has now finished. First warp gate has warped. Second two gateways getting close to finishing up, just a little bit behind. Finally does pick off that scouting drone now. Another pylon being added. No additional gateways being added just yet by cRuZa, so it does look like he is going to go for a 3-gate expand. Is all the way up to 700 minerals now, so definitely has plenty of money to put that expansion down. Gonna move forward here, try and shove off these lings. Does not want them up in his face. Bunch more lings though on the way from dKiLLeR. They do have ling speed as well, moving back and forth and around the map. Are going to start to head down towards the base of cRuZa. Be interesting to see if dKiLLeR is going to actually try and apply some pressure here. Does get down. He's going to try and pin these sentries back. Runs up towards the front. Sentries are going to waste a couple of force fields, making sure the Lings can't get through. Expansion is on the way for cRuZa. Has put a gateway on the low ground as well. Lings are going to try and get at this expansion, just trying to be a little bit annoying right now. Is producing mostly drones behind this. Has also started the lair for killer up over back by his base. Is taking his second gas now. No other tech on the way for killer just yet. Will likely decide his tech path very shortly here. And he is going to put down the roach horn, so killer just going for a very standard opening so far. But we do have some Lings. They might actually get the run by, but no, he does warp in a zealot just in the nick of time. Throwing down some force fields. Wants to try and trap these Lings in his base and kill them off. Doesn't want to be annoyed by them anymore. Will actually trap one momentarily, but actually decides not to kill it. Decides to be friendly with the Ling, just going to let it go. Killer's going to more likely than not come right back with these Lings right away. Again. Expansion is now complete for cRuZa. If we look at the income tab really quick, we do see killer with a sizable lead. 43 is just the 30 of cRuZa. cRuZa moving forward now, going to try and pick off these Lings once again, but once again, not quite getting the force fields where he needed them. Do have 3 gateways over here towards the front, 2 in the back, so he is up to 5 gateways now. Adding a forge as well. Those Lings still just hanging out towards the front of the base. A couple of them a little bit damaged, but otherwise, nothing but drones for killer. We look at the income tab. 49 harvesters for just the 33 of cRuZa. So killer once again pulling way ahead in the harvester count. His macro skills shining through. 75 to 84 supply. We do have roach burrow and roach movement speed underway for killer. So might be going for some kind of a roach time push, producing a lot of roaches right now. I want to try and abuse any timing he can. Doesn't want to get 6 gate or anything like that. Those Lings still being annoying, moving around to the side of the base for cRuZa. cRuZa's not going to wall off that little hallway with 2 pylons. Doesn't want those Lings to be popping in on him again anytime soon. And is going to be pushing out. Lots of sentries, lots of zealots. Just a single stalker with this group right now. And a pressure forward killer is going to know this is coming. Does spot that with the first Ling. A couple of Lings actually wrapping around. Killer has actually started his third as well. Those forces moving forward. The Lings are going to wrap around. They're actually going to pick off this first pylon and do successfully take that pylon down. He is forced to cancel it. A couple more reinforcements coming forward, but Killer's just going to run towards the base to counter. Meanwhile, over at the front of Killer, we do have cRuZa moving in. Lots of roaches already up, though. They do have burrow. They're just going to burrow down right away. No scouting whatsoever, or detection, I should say, for cRuZa. Does not have a robotics bay up yet. He is going to be forced to push back a little bit. Couple of zealots and sentries though getting a little over eager, running in there by themselves. Going to get picked off easily are the zealots. Also going to lose 2 of his sentries. A little bit of a mistake by cRuZa. cRuZa already behind 109 to 72. Killer's third base is almost complete, just about to finish up. Had gotten that queen down there. Now pushing forward with these roaches, wants to see what he can get done. And meanwhile, back by the base of cRuZa, those initial Lings still being just as annoying, unburrowing and reburrowing. cRuZa with no detection, no way to actually get at these Lings. Do have a robotics facility on the way so that he can try and get out an observer, but it's going to be a while before he can get this observer up. Here comes those roaches now, pushing forward in. Burrows right away. Nothing but drones. Unburrows the roaches behind the force fields. Once again, pushing forward. Going to be attacking whatever units he can. Losing a couple of his roaches. Then those Lings finally unburrowing, coming from behind to try and pick off some of those sentries. Sentries not the greatest fighting units. Couple of stalkers looking for key forces. Look like cRuZa is going to be able to manage to hold this off. Wants to block in those roaches. Doesn't want them to get away. But here comes some more reinforcements from Killer from the top. 55 to 99 supply. cRuZa just plummeting in supply right now. The burrow roaches of Killer doing so much damage. Now reburrowing once again. Is able to still keep attacking them though. Does have a cannon down. Can detect these roaches now. Roaches finally almost thwarted. Just 3 roaches left. cRuZa is going to actually hold this off, but at what cost? 50 supply now to the 94 of Killer. Killer's going to be able to instantly reinforce this, just producing tons of drones behind this. Killer's going to quickly go and pick off this forward pylon of cRuZa. If we look now, that base is finished. Was 12 drones on the way. If we look at the income tab, it is 60 harvesters or just 35 of cRuZa. Killer getting so far ahead in economy once again this game. His pressure is just relentless. Has been slowing cRuZa down so much. cRuZa apparently forgetting some probes along the way. Has been spending his money well though. But lost so many forces in that attack. Definitely coming out way in Killer's advantage. Already 104 to the 70 supply of cRuZa. Robotics facility is complete, is now building Immortal, wants to try and make himself safe from any kind of roaches, does have an observer out so he can see what's going on. Also has a stalker moving forward, wanted to check and see if he sees Killer's third, hasn't seen anything, wants to find that base though, has no idea where it's at right now as he zips around the map. Back to income tab, we do see that the Hydralisks are on the way for killer. Groove Spines as well as Missile Attacks level 1 and Carapace level 1. Bunch of Hydralisks on the way right now. Killer undoubtedly going to be looking to go for the killing blow if he can. Also taking the gold bastos as his fourth. Going to make sure he keeps a nice strong macroeconomic backbone to his push. Look at the vision for Killer though. This is just absolutely insane. Vision all over the map. Have an Overlord going inside of cRuZa's base right now to see what is going on. Almost the whole map lit up. Meanwhile, cRuZa playing virtually blind with just one Stalker, or one probe I should say, out on the map. And here comes the forces of Killer. 148 to the 99 supply of cRuZa already. Probe finally moving forward, is going to probably finally scout and see where the third base of Killer is. And yes, now he does know Killer does have up a third already. Roaches are going to thwart that probe from getting any more scouting information. Overlord just chilling in the base of cRuZa. cRuZa with a couple of mortals out, a couple of sentries, bunch of zealots. But here comes the force of Killer. Tons of Hydralisks, tons of roaches. Isn't even going to wait for the 1-1. He's just going to push in. Forces of cRuZa also have no upgrades. There's 0-0, so it's a 0-0 versus 0-0 battle. Pretty good position for cRuZa. He's got some Stalkers up at the high ground, firing down the low ground, but Hydralisk is so good against gateway units and Immortals. Just slowly crushing through here. Tons of roaches being forced. Spire on the way. Hydralisk smashing through here. All of these Immortals getting extremely low on health power. Only one Immortal actually still with decent health, but even he is getting worn down now. First Immortal goes down, second Immortal goes down, third Immortal goes down. Now it's just Stalkers versus Roaches and Hydras. This is not the type of fight that cRuZa wants. 129 to 64 supply. Killer just smashing forward. Killer actually might even be able to break him here. Tons of forces reinforcing right behind this. And it looks like cRuZa is done. There's the GG. And Killer is going to take the first set of the round of 4. The first series, I should say, of the round of 4. 3-0 in absolutely convincing fashion. Killer showing everybody why he is one of the Latin American sensations playing in this tournament out of Chile. Just smashing through cRuZa like he wasn't even there. Absolutely awesome game by Killer. Killer with just some superb play, superb macro. Outthinking his opponent, out-macroing his opponent, out-microing his opponent. This is going to be the casting Hydralisk VP Nursky saying goodbye for now. I will see you guys at the next match series in the round of 4. Killer will advance to the finals to be casted later. cRuZa will go to the third place match. Peace easy, guys.